So I've wanted to make this video for a while now, but I decided to hold off a bit, at least until SDS released all of the Immortals. And after Kershaw, they have confirmed that there will be no more Immortals in this game. So I wanted to wait until I got each and every one of these Immortals, get some gameplay with them, so I could give my full analysis and opinion on each and every single one of these cards. Now, I have put 43 days until this game, grinding out every single Immortal, as you guys can see right here. I have just about all of them. Grinded them all out, put countless hours and just hours and just days into this game, grinding out each and every one of these guys. So I am excited to get my full analysis on these finally. Now, also a few disclaimers. By no means does a card that is ranked low on this list mean that it is bad in any way. Every single one of these cards is good. Just some are obviously better than others. And also, this is just my personal opinion. I understand that a lot of people probably will not disagree with me. If you would like, leave your opinions in the comment section below. I would like to see what you guys think of each of these cards, how you would rank them. Just please be respectful. So without further ado, let's get into the full ranking of these guys. Starting off at number 22, the worst Immortal in the game. It's going to be Jackie Robinson. Now, you guys probably saw this one coming. This card is just not that good at all. Obviously, we all know at this point the game power is just a meta, and this card just doesn't have power. Everything else stands out. He's got good contact, vision, speed. Just without power, he's just not usable at all. Unfortunately, Jackie Robinson, one of the greatest players of all time, but fortunately in this game, he's just not that good. Moving on to number 21, we have the immortal George Brett over at third. Exact same problem with Brett, and you'll notice a lot of these cards that are low on the list have this problem. They are contact hitters who just don't have much power. And I understand that George Brett and Jackie Robinson weren't really power hitters in real life, but that just doesn't translate well over to this game. Of course, you can see with this card, everything else stands out. Amazing contact, amazing vision, fieldings, even the speed's not bad. He just doesn't really have that power. And I felt myself struggling a lot in ranked seasons trying to use this card. Moving on to number 20, again, same thing, Cal Ripken Jr. Now, he has a little bit better power, which is why I put him a little higher in this list, excuse me. I played a little bit with him when I first got him, but I haven't actually used this card in a while. But his swing actually is better than it was in MLB 17. This card isn't terrible. He does have a little bit more power than guys like Robinson and Brett, but he just doesn't have that power that blows me away. Of course, with Cal Ripken, you're going to be getting good contact and amazing fielding. Not going to be getting past him at short, but this just is not that great of a card. Number 20, Cal Ripken Jr. Coming in at number 19 is going to be the immortal Yogi Berra. Now, Yogi is actually a little better than Ripken, although Ripken technically has better stats. I put Yogi a little higher just because, A, he's a catcher, and there really just are not that many options for catcher in this game. And as you can see, I've actually been using Kyle Schwarber behind the plate, as he just has the power, and it's really the only option I have. Either him or Mike Napoli have been who I've been going to behind the plate lately, just because there's so few options at catcher. So Yogi Berra, and also B, second point, I do like his swing a bit more than Ripken. He's a little better than I originally thought he was going to be, but still not that great, which is why he's down at number 19, Yogi Berra. Coming in at number 18 is going to be the immortal Bob Feller. This is another card I had high hopes for, but he just kind of fell short in a way. I just found myself, he does have 86 control, but I didn't really find myself being able to control with him that much. There's only 92 hits per 9, not even above 100, which you would be used to seeing for Immortals. I don't feel good using this card. I don't know what it is, but I find I cannot locate. I leave a lot of pitches down the middle, and I just get hit around with him bad. Number 18, Bob Feller, I just can't bring myself to like this card. Number 17 is going to be Mike Piazza. This is probably going to be maybe the first controversial one. I'm not sure, because apparently a lot of people don't like this card either. Now, again, this is another card that I had a lot of high hopes for when I first saw him, but he just fell short in so many ways. And for me, the main problem with this Mike Piazza is his swing. I have found that I cannot hit inside pitches with him to save my life, no matter what. The only thing he can hit is outside, but at this point in the game, most people know that, so they're just going to pound the inside corner. I cannot hit a Mike Piazza, especially against righties. Really disappointed in his card, which is why he's pretty low on this list at number 17. Coming in at number 16, and I'm going to say it again, another card I was extremely disappointed in. It's going to be the Immortal Nolan Ryan. Now, you probably notice how this guy isn't even in my rotation, just because I have so much trouble trying to control with this guy. As you can see with the 55 walks per 9, 70 control is not terrible, but it's still not as high as I would like it. Sure, he has great per 9s, velo, and break, but unfortunately I just don't feel like that translates well into ranked seasons and online. Another issue with him is I kind of wish he just had a 5th pitch. He's the only immortal starter, I should say, that only has 4 pitches. I just wish he had some kind of 5th pitch, maybe like a slider you could throw in there. So, I'm, again, really disappointed in this Nolan Ryan. He's good per 9s, but he just gets hit around a lot in ranked. So, number 16, Nolan Ryan. Now, this may come as a huge shock to some of you, but at number 15, I am going to the immortal Ryan Sandberg. And again, this was another letdown for me, as I have been begging for a good second baseman with power. And when they released this card, I was extremely excited. I mean, he has everything. The contact, which doesn't matter, but hey, it's there. You might as well take it. He's got the power, vision, fielding, speed. Another card that just has everything, but I found that it just does not translate into online. He's another guy whose swing I just could not get used to. Unfortunately, Ryan Sandberg kind of fell a bit to 15. And so now I'm going to start getting into some of the cards that I like a bit more. And going to number 14 we're at now, I'm going to be going with Stan Musial. Now, it may come to a surprise that I ranked Musial this high, but I actually found that I hit really well with this card. And apparently I'm one of the only people that actually hit well with this card. Musial, of course, the 125 contact stands out, but the power, I mean, this is better power than I think most people expected him to have, and I feel like it actually does translate well. I like this swing. His fielding wasn't that bad, so I actually really like the Stan Musial. I hit really well with him in online. I have not used him in a while. I probably haven't used him since maybe August or September, maybe. But when I first got this card in July, I remember him being really good and just raking at the plate. So, number 14, Stan Musial. Now we're going into the pitchers, and if you haven't noticed already, I mostly have the pitchers kind of clumped together in one general area, just because, especially with starters, you have a 1 in 5 chance of rolling them, and I just feel like the hitters kind of outweigh the pitchers, so that's why they're kind of a little bit lower on this list, even though some of them are really good. So, number 13, we're going to be going with Goose Gossage, the first reliever on this list. Now, he is not that bad of a card. I've just found that some people are actually able to hit him. But I do love throwing that slurve with him. It is incredibly nasty. The slurve and the sinker, those two pitches are deadly. I just love throwing them. But unfortunately, some people can hit him, and he's not really my first choice out of the bullpen anymore like he used to be. I'd rather go to other guys, and he's really a last-ditch effort for me right now. And for the grind that this Rich Gossage is, having to get Raleigh Fingers, who Raleigh Fingers is actually pretty good, but you need to get, like, what, 200 saves just to get Raleigh Fingers. He's too much of a grind. I would not recommend this Goose Gossage to anyone. And now coming in at number 12, and a little lower on the list, again, might be a surprise, but Chipper Jones I went with. Now, when I first got this card, he was raking at the plate. He was hitting everything. But for whatever reason lately, the last like maybe few months I've been using this card, he's just massively slowed down at the plate. And I don't understand why. Against lefties, he is a beast. If you basically even attempt to pitch to him with a lefty on the mound, it's at least a double every single time, if not a home run. So, against lefties, he's a beast. But against righties, I just am never able to get anything going with him. I find that I always hit the ball into the ground, and he's a double play magnet, really. Which is why I have him batting 7th for my lineup, playing shortstop. And really the only reason why he's even still on my team is because I don't have a shortstop to replace him. I'm trying to go after a finest Lindor, Ramirez, or Baez, but they're a little expensive, so at this point I'm just kind of hoping I pull them for maybe my December ranked season rewards. So, Chipper Jones, good card, just doesn't really blow me away like I thought he would. So, number 12, Chipper Jones. Coming in at number 11 is going to be the immortal Bob Gibson. Now, this is where we're really getting into where some of the good cards are. And this right here is going to be Bob Gibson. Amazing 5-pitch selection with amazing velo, break, per 9s, Ks per 9. Even that 125 stamina, he can go deep into games for you if he is dealing on the mound. Now, going over to his pitches now, he's got that slider, which is always very nice, 90 miles an hour slider. Then he's got that sinker that I find that I can jam a lot of people with that sinker. I absolutely love throwing it. I mainly throw it as his primary pitch, to be honest. Then, of course, the curveball and the changeup, you can throw below the zone. I wish they were a little slower, which is why you're going to see another pitcher that's even higher on this list and why I love him. I wish the curveball and changeup were a little slower, but they're still extremely disgusting, and I love throwing them. So, number 11, Bob Gibson. Love pitching with him. Number 10, we're going to be going to Dennis Eckersley out of the bullpen. Now, Eckersley, he's a pretty easy card to get. He's from the Immortals program with the Future Stars in postseason. He's got really good per 9s, and he's one of the only pitchers. I believe him and Kershaw are the only one that have above 100 walks per 9. Really good. He's got good control. Wish he maybe had a little more velo, but that's all right. Slider, sinker, of course, but the pitch that mainly stands out with this Eckersley is just that absolutely disgusting curveball. And of course, you cannot forget Dennis Eckersley. He's got that sidearm motion, especially when you're throwing that curveball with Eckersley. It is so much break to it. Extremely deceiving for a hitter. I love throwing it. And then, of course, mixing in the slider and the sinker. You can throw the sinker maybe up in the zone and throw a guy off. They're sitting on a curveball. So, number 10, Dennis Eckersley. Love pitching with this card. Alright, and now we are going to number 9, Clayton Kershaw. Now you get this card for making the World Series division in November. So this card is no longer obtainable, just like the immortal Ryan Sandberg. Now, I haven't really gotten to pitch that much with this Kershaw, but so far I have liked him. And just the main pitch that stands out to Kershaw, and of course this is what he's known for throwing in the major leagues, is that 71 mile an hour 12-6 curveball. It is probably, besides Necro's knuckleball, it is probably the best pitch in this game. He has so much break on it, and there are some of the best pitchers in the game, some of the best hitters in the game online, where I can throw that curveball in the dirt to, and they'll still be chasing it. It is just that effective. And then, like the 23 mile an hour difference between the curve or fastball or a sinker. I'd rather throw the sinker, and that sinker is also really good. Again, mixing up with the slider and the changeup. This Kershaw is just extremely filthy. Again, he's only the second pitcher in this game that has above 100 walks per 9. So, per 9 is really good. He's got control, velo, and break. Number 9, Immortal Clayton Kershaw. Now I'm moving into number 8, and the best reliever in the game is going to be Billy Wagner. Now, this is the first Immortal reliever that I got, and I used him a lot out of the pen. This guy saved me so many games. Of course, the per 9 stand out, but his pitches are so disgusting. 99 velo and break. He's got that 99, maybe even triple-digit fastball that can blow by people. Then you got the slider, the curveball, and the changeup with amazing per 9s. I love this Billy Wagner, plus the fact that he is a lefty, and it's kind of hard to find good lefties in this game. So Billy Wagner, best relief pitcher, I should say, in general, in the game. He's coming at number 8. And now, the absolute best pitcher in the game, in my opinion, you guys probably saw this coming. If you watch my Twitch streams, you know how much I love this guy. The immortal Tom Seaver. Now, Tom Seaver's per 9s at first didn't really look that great to me. I didn't really think that he would be that good looking at his per 9s when compared to a guy like Nolan Ryan. But oh, how wrong I was. And the main reason, and the same reason why Kershaw is good, is the 72 mile an hour 12-6 curve and the 74 mile an hour changeup. When you throw those things, and if you locate them, they are, again, some of the best pitches in this game. You can fool the absolute best hitters that you will face in ranked seasons with this pitch. And then, of course, you can mix it up with maybe a 96 mile an hour fastball or 93 sinker that you can mix in there. So good. Then, of course, the slider. you can maybe jam a lefty with, or outside against a righty. So good. Tom Seaver, easily the best pitcher in this game, no doubt about it. I love this card. Coming at the number 7 best immortal. Coming at number 6 is going to be the collection reward for collecting all the live series teams, Vladimir Guerrero. Now, I didn't get this card until very late in the season. I want to say I got him in September, I want to say. Just because at first I mainly focused all my stubs towards getting the other immortals such as Ruth, Griffey, Pujols, etc. And you guys will see them coming up in a few minutes on this list. But anyway, Vladimir Guerrero, just everything stands out about this card. You got the hitting, power, vision, fielding. Fielding itself isn't that good, but arm strength I feel like is what really matters. He's going to be throwing guys out. And then, of course, the speed. I actually use him on my bench right now just because there are so many good outfielders in this game. I really have no place for him, but great bench bat for me against lefties or just even in your starting lineup. This card is so good, coming in at number 6, Vladimir Guerrero. Now we're getting into the top 5 best players in the game. Coming in at number 5, and I also would like to mention, this was very hard to figure out who is better in some of these top 5, because all of these cards are just so incredibly good, so it was very close between a lot of these guys. But coming in at number 5 is going to be the Immortal Mike Trout. I cannot recommend this card enough. He is so incredibly easy to get, completely free. All you have to do is the Future Stars in the postseason. Might only take you maybe a few days, maybe a day or two of grinding. You will get this Mike Trout, you will get George Brett, who I know isn't that good, but if your team isn't that good, he's something. And then, of course, you can get Dennis Eckersley, as well as the postseason Steve Pearce and the other future stars. This card is so good. Of course, he's got the power. Vision is a little low, unfortunately, but honestly, we all know vision doesn't really matter much in this game, so Mike Trout gets away with it. Then, of course, he has the fielding. Arm strength isn't really as high as I would like it to be. Then, of course, 94 speed. I rank this card this high just because of he is so good, plus of just how accessible he is, how easy he is to get. I love using this card. I mainly play him in right field. Mike Trout coming at number 5. Now, this may come as a shock to some of you guys that I have this guy rated this low. And coming in at number 4 is going to be Babe Ruth. This may be very surprising to you guys. You might have been expecting him to see at 1 or 2, but personally, Babe, I love Babe, don't get me wrong, but there are just some cards who are even better than him. But first, let's just take a look at this card. I mean, the stats just speak for themselves. The contact, the power, division. When I first saw this card back in, I don't know, March when SDS dropped him? Or they released him, I'm sorry. Or not released, I can't talk. They announced this card and showed his stats on the stream. I was just in shock when I first saw how good this card was. And it translates over, it definitely does. Love his swing. He just about hits everything. It's in the strike zone. But there are just a few guys who I think are even better than Ruth. So coming in at number 4, Babe Ruth. He is so good. Oh, and I should add too, one of the things kind of holding him back is just the grind that it takes to get to this card. Now, if you guys don't know what exactly the grind is, so you have to grind out the Albert Bell program, which does take a while because you have to get stats with left field and right fielders, which definitely took a while. Not gonna lie. Just thinking about it, I'm having nightmares. And then after that, when you unlock the Breakout Babe Ruth, you have to tally 200 innings pitched for that card. It took me about a solid week of non-stop grinding to get that done. It was not fun, but I would say it was worth it to get this card. Coming in at number 4, Babe Ruth. Now coming in to the top 3 best cards in this game. Best Immortals in this game. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols is another one of those cards that I just love. I ranked him a little higher than Ruth just because his grind is actually pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie. Plus, I just love his swing and just everything about this card. Lately, at least, I've been finding that I'm actually hitting better with Pujols than Babe, which is why I put him above Babe Ruth. Again, stats speak for themselves. Just that power is amazing. When this game first came out, I thought Frank Thomas would be my starting first baseman, but then I saw this card. I knew immediately that I wanted this guy. 113, 120 power, 110 vision. The fielding actually isn't that bad. He does make a good amount of I cannot talk today. He does make a lot of good plays. Plus 58 speed's actually a lot higher than you would expect for a card like Albert Pujols. So Albert Pujols coming in at number 3. I love this card. Gotta get him if you don't have him already. And now coming in at number 2, and in my opinion, this man is the best hitting card in this game, Ted Williams. Now, I ranked him a little higher than Babe. I prefer Williams' swing to Babe, to be completely honest. Even though Babe does have the better stats, I just prefer Ted Williams altogether. I don't know why his swing just feels better, and lately I've been hitting a lot better with Ted. Basically, anything that you make contact with Ted's at least going to be a base hit. For like the first maybe 20 games I used this card with ranked seasons, he had like 400 average or something like that. I mean, this card was a monster, and he still is. Ted Williams. And again, just another thing that makes this card great is the how easy he is to get. 70 event wins, only. And I know I play this game a lot, but it maybe only took me a week. It's not that bad, and you can just accumulate those over time just by playing online. So, Ted Williams, love this card. He's easy to get. Best hitting card in the game, in my opinion. And now, coming in at number 1, the best card in this game. If you watch my live streams, you know my love for this card. Number 1, Cincinnati native, Ken Griffey Jr. Now, even in real life, Ken Griffey Jr. is my all-time favorite player. And boy, he is my favorite player in this game, too. Now, I said Ted Williams is the best hitter in this game, but Griffey is the best all-around card in this game. I like Ted to play a little more than Griffey, but what makes Griffey better than Ted is just everything else. You look at that fielding, 95 fielding, 92 arm strength. If someone even attempts to run on Griffey, they're going to be canned every single time. He gets to so many balls in the gap, 84 speed, 79 stealing, wrecks havoc on the base paths. Nothing gets by him in center field. Love him defensively, but even more, I just love him at the plate. This dude is a machine at the plate. The stats speak for themselves. 116, 125 power. What more do you need to say? Swing is amazing. He's got that classic Griffey swing that we all know and love. So good. Vision's a little low. 92 is not exactly low, but for an Immortal, a little low, but, you know, it's really fine. It's not that big of a deal, but Ken Griffey Jr., I love me some Ken Griffey Jr. Cincinnati native. Love you, Jr. Best card in the game. Anyway, that is going to conclude this video on the best cards in the game, the best Immortals in the game, in my personal opinion on how each of them are. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Of course, leave a comment on your opinion and what you think of each of these cards. Again, I ask you to please be respectful and don't say some very mean things about me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. I'm going to be planning to stream maybe tomorrow around 3 Eastern, maybe some ranked seasons, and then, of course, this Saturday I will be playing in Big Cap 13's tournament this Saturday and Sunday at noon, I believe it is at. So make sure you guys stop by for some tournament action. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you guys in my Twitch streams. Follow me on Twitter, of course, if you don't already. Links will be in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.